Hi guys, welcome back to Crypto Time channel. My name is Gil and here I am again to bring some updates for you. Okay, so with no further ado, let's check this chart. This is the Bitcoin daily chart and we were expecting to see Bitcoin go into the retest zone, which is this one here, okay? But that hasn't happened yet, all right? So what happened was Bitcoin broke through and above the EMA 8 weeks, okay, which is this white line here. Okay, so we can see that here. That happened last Tuesday, all right, and you know, and the confirmation was here the day next, all right. So here we have the pivot happening here. And we have the EMA 8 weeks going towards to the EMA 80 days, okay? So if this cross happens, it's a good sign, okay? At least for the short term, all right? But okay, here we see Bitcoin is still within this envelope, okay? We call this the envelope. And we had already this pullback zone, okay, but what I want to see here is this happening. So let me draw here, okay. What I want to see is something like this, okay. Let's put it in one candle, but you get the idea, all right. So let's put like one candle, all right. And what I'm expecting to see is to see a big candle closing above this top right here. Let me show you. So this top right here, okay? Let me just turn it off. And yeah, so this candle here is the top, the recent top, okay? So if we have a green candle closing above this top, then we have a nice and perfect position to enter, okay? That's more conservative approach, but I would suggest that, you know, so to wait, okay? So we have the price moving above the 8 weeks EMA, which is very good. It's a very good sign. And the cross is almost happening here, okay, between those two EMAs, all right. So that's what I want to see. So let me draw again something here. Let me draw a line. So if this can, let me just put maybe this candle here a bit more bigger, okay. Bigger, okay, so to make it easier. So here we see, all right, so we see a big hypothetical big candle breaking, you know, this last top here, okay. So that's our entry point. So if that happens, we could expect something like this, okay. So we want to see that. Otherwise, it could be a trap, and then we can, you know, continue going down. All right. Let's move and go to. Let me see. Okay, so let me go and check these. So here we have the main points of interest and the main points of the targets. Okay. So for those who want to, you know, to trade. If that confirmation happens, so if this thing here happens, so you could set, you know, your targets. So let me show you here. So we had a triangle, then broke triangle here. So let me use the trend-based Fibonacci extension tool. So we have a video showing how to use those tools. Check it out. So from here, from the very bottom, I'm gonna drag the tool up to the very top, so the recent top, then I drag down to the recent bottom, something like here. Okay, roughly. Okay, guys, you can adjust that. But what I want to show you is once that situation confirms, that scenario confirms, we could set targets. We could enter our position. So let's say we enter here. Okay. So we enter here. So that candle is above this. Let me zoom in. Okay, so that candle has to close above this candle here. Okay, which is our last top. Okay, the previous top, the recent one. And then what we're gonna do is we could set targets. So let me use the long position for those who want to trade. So let's assume we're gonna kick off from here, and then my stop position would be something around here. Okay, so the previous lows could be here, and if you're very scared, you could put right here, which is the 17k. All right, otherwise you could move here. Okay, and then the target, I would say 1.618 at least. All right, so moving up here. So that gives us a ratio of 3 point something. Okay, at least. So we know in crypto we could expect to to see even 2 and sometimes even 3 times the movement. Okay, so that would bring 3 times would bring us back to 41. Okay, 2 times around 33, and 1.6 would be 30k or so. Okay, so and that matches with the points of interest here. So we can see this accumulation here, and if we go back here, we can use the help of the VRVP, showing that at this point here we have a very high interest by the markets at that region. Okay, so let me close that. So here are some points of interest. Of course, we have the tops. So Bitcoin price has to break through this one. Okay, let me zoom in again. So Bitcoin price has to first break this one. Okay, this top. After that, this top. And this won't be a big deal because as you can see here, we have a lack of interest at this zone here. Okay, so if I draw a rectangle here, this whole region, this whole thing here, okay, is a lack of interest. Okay, and then only at somewhere at 29-30k we see more interest. So we could expect Bitcoin price, if confirms that movement, will hit that region, pull back to break through, and here won't have much resistance, and we can expect to see price going back to 29-30k. Okay, which is going back here. Here we are talking about the Fibonacci 1.618 region. All right, so that this one right here. Okay, that's our Fibonacci. It's very important region. So if we draw a line let me turn the magnet off, is here. Okay, so that would be one taking profit zone, if you like, or level. Okay, so at this region here. And then remember, price could go up to level 2 of Fibonacci, which is 33 something. Okay, and let me see, because here, let me see if I have it here. Let me go back, because let me see the Bollinger Bands. Okay, all right, Bollinger Bands daily chart, that's fine. And just want to see, okay, so we were talking about to see Bitcoin going, and could be, yeah. So I want to show you here, we have a video as well about this strategy. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm just adding up more and more information to you. Okay, so again, the price can go and visit all these levels. And here we have one thing very interesting. Let me turn off the VRVP and show you here, okay, the candles. So here we have these two big red candles here, okay. So we have this red candle here. Let me turn that and turn that off. So here we have this big candle and this one here. And what they have in common, they broke through the lower band of Bollinger Bands. And once that happens, we can expect some time in the future that the price will revisit the opening of that candle. And here we are talking about daily chart. So we can expect to see sometime the price going back to at the level of these candles, the opening of these candles, which is this region here for this candle. So the very top of this candle here, okay, and the very top of the smaller candle here, okay. So if I draw a line, so we can expect to see price going here and here as well. And why is that? Because again, Bollinger Bands, they measure the volatility. So here we had 2 days where volatility was very, very high to the downside, okay? So the price is very, very likely to go and revisit the opening of those candles, which, you know, broke below the lower band in this case. Okay, so the opening of this red candle is here at 26.5K, and the next one is 28.5K or so. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe change the colors. No, I'm not gonna change colors, but the first 2 lines from the bottom to the top are, you know, the opening of the candles here, okay. And then the last line here, so the third line is the, you know, the region, the 1.618 on Fibonacci's, okay. So that matches with, so we could expect to actually see price moving, you know, into that region. So let me go back, okay. So let me change the color again. Let me put a yellow and yellow to this one, so it's easy to see. Okay, so the yellow lines here are the opening of those candles, and the white lines are the, you know, especially the last one here is the 1.618. So which is excuse me, so this one here, okay, so 30.5 K, okay. So that matches with what we are talking about, okay. So we can expect that. So that is it's very likely, you know, to see the price And again, once that happens, once we have this pivot happening, so we can expect to see price going up and at least reaching those regions. Okay, so we could have for those who want to trade, we could have something like a very good ratio with 3 point something. Okay, and if you are more aggressive, not very aggressive, but you could set here, and if you want to take profits at 1.6, that's fine as well. Okay, you could move that to level 2 of Fibonacci, which is 33 K dollars. Okay, so we could see that. And if I go now, let me turn off the VRVP again here. So we have the daily chart once again, and we have the Ishimoku cloud. Okay, and so far so good. Like if you see, let me zoom in. We have the price trying to break through the cloud, actually broke through, and now is trying to go back into that red cloud. Okay, but the green cloud was being formed here. All right, the green cloud here, because we have the conversion line, which is this blue line, moving above the the signal line, which is this red line here. Okay, and the lagging line is also good because it's moving above. It's this green line here. Okay, forget about this. Let me forget about the yellow lines here. Okay, so we are talking about only the green in here. So it's moving above. Okay, so it's moving above here. So the green line, and especially here where we have the price moving above the conversion and the signal line. Okay, so now it's facing, as you can see guys here, it's facing resistance. Let me turn that off. It's facing resistance right here. Okay, this candle. All right, so the ideal scenario is to see the price moving, in this case using Ishimoku cloud, is to see the price moving above the cloud and above the lines. All right, so that's let me go back in time and show you what I'm talking about. So here we have an example. Looks messy, but you can get used to, or you can turn it off some of the these lines. All right, and keep only the cloud if you like, and use different EMAs to help you. Okay, so here we have price moving up. So we have Bitcoin price moving up. Let me zoom in. Okay, here is an example. So price goes break through the red cloud, do a pivot, and then we have price moving above the blue and the red line. So the blue line cross above the red line. Okay, and price moving above the blue line. So that's a perfect scenario. And then we have the lagging line moving above. Okay, and then if we go here, this is from last year. Okay, so here again we have the price breaking. Okay, the green cloud goes up, do a pivot here and goes up. The blue line crosses above the red line. The price moving up until we reach November last year, and then price goes down. All right. So that's just to illustrate what I'm talking about. So we have many tools to check. Okay. And that's what I want to see, guys. Okay. Until we don't see that, we don't need to be very bullish, and especially because if that happens, that will last for a couple of weeks only. All right, because as you may know, the Federal Reserve has raised the interest rates more, and we are facing an economic crisis, war, and everything else. And that bigger context we cannot underestimate. Okay, and then if you see all the markets. So yesterday SP 500 sunk here, so you can see that. So for the last 3 days, especially, so we're down. We're down something 5%, 5 point something. Okay, so here again is for SP 500 is not a good scenario. So we are using again the EMA 8 weeks, the white line, and the EMA 80 days. And that helps to understand the movements, and and then we can have our expectations. So based on this, SP 500 goes, so the index goes up, breaks through the EMA, the white line, the 8 weeks, but then the EMA 80 days works as resistance. So you see the price cannot go up and goes down after the the outcome of that meeting. Okay, and now we are below the 8 weeks EMA. Okay, so and that's not good sign. So I don't expect to see Bitcoin unless the traditional markets do differently. I don't expect to see Bitcoin doing well, okay, honestly. But again, we could see that happen, all right, at least for short term, okay. And here's Nasdaq. Nasdaq is even worse, okay. It's very far from the 8 weeks EMA. Is here almost retesting this region here, okay. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Check out our other videos about cryptocurrency. What else? Consider subscribe to get the latest from our channel. And let in the comments down below what you think. So should we do some more analysis, maybe some bigger altcoins? So let me know, maybe some other concepts you want to hear about. So leave in the comments down below. Until there, I see you on the next video.